Welcome back to the Humble Healer podcast. This is and this is a part two of partner relationship series on cultivation of connection with your partners and the top 10 tips that I have come up with using a variety of lessons that I've learned and from counseling my patients, as well as learning from my relationship with my spouse for 21 years now. This is Dr. Kwale, family physician, and I'm hoping to show you some tips in order to improve your relationship with your partner, one of the most important relationships in your life, part of my personal fulfillment mission for my patient and the community. As we all realize and know that marriage and long-term partner intimate relationship enhance health. And it's typical in this American culture that men gain more benefits than women after marriage, since women take on the role of home management in the majority of American households. And they are also more likely to show concern and hence feel more stressed. Men may be more willing to share if properly encouraged with open-ended questions, and that I mentioned in previous episode, part one of the partner relationship series. So here are the top 10 lists, and let me know if you have any input and any other tips that you would like to share with the audience. Number 10, make time to check in daily, at least 10 minutes per day. Date night between once a week or to once a month, depending on how busy you are, and is a necessity. Dating your spouse is about intentionally prioritizing your relationship, and it does take effort. But the payoff is enormous in terms of maintaining a healthy and connected relationship. I would dedicate one whole episode to this as part of my partner relationship series about the importance of dating your spouse in maintaining a healthy and happy long-term relationship. And watch relationship-oriented movies together, like The Story of Us, Hope Springs, or read books about marriage, such as Hold Me Tight by Susan Johnson, or Seven Principles, Making Marriage Work, a Sex Star Marriage, and so on. So that's something that spending time together is important. We have seen many relationships faltering because of the lack of time spent together, or even if people live together but don't make effort to do things together, connecting to each other, and you can still grow apart even though you still live under the same roof. Number 9, create a safe space to be vulnerable. From previous episode, we learned that just creating the space and time for your partner to be vulnerable and open, a shoulder to lean on, goes a long way to strengthen any relationship. You don't have to come up with a solution, but just be a mindful and active listener, and with empathy and support can really boost your partner's tough day. And we never know when that's gonna hit us. Just be there and be available to listen. Number 8, invest in intimacy. Both partners have to be proactive about making time for this important part of any relationship. Intimacy is the ability to have a close, loving, and affectionate relationship. It's not only about physical closeness, but also about emotional connection. Relationship without intimacy fail to thrive. Give positive and specific comments about what make your partner special. I have a confession. I just recently learned that the most important female sexual organ is her brain. Can't really say that about the same thing about guys. Number 7, engage in fun and novel activities together. Successful and long-term happy couples spend a lot of time together while managing to give each other enough space and not having a codependent relationship. They are not afraid to try new things together to bring sparks and excitement to the relationship. Try painting, hiking, cooking, playing a team or individual sport together. Doing more things together promotes connection. Gives me one second. Number 6, say I love you often, and especially before going to bed. In one of my previous episodes, I did mention about how your mood when you go to bed may be the same as when you wake up, and you want to wake up with a positive mood. And doing an affectionate thing to your spouse can help with this. Of course, it has to be the right moment. Surprise your partner with an affectionate hug from behind without any expectation. Can be something that they enjoy. Do not ever take your partner for granted. Just because you have been together for a long time, my philosophy is that treat others with kindness, but treat your life partner even better. Number 5, about fighting and disagreement. Studies have shown that there is a 5-to-1 ratio of positive to negative interaction. And if you have more than 5-to-1 ratio or more, then it is associated with marital satisfaction. If the fight or the disagreement intensify, take 10 minutes to calm down. Learn how to de-escalate. Escalation will result in screaming and yelling. And just think about snow slope when everything is disturbed and you cannot see things clearly. You can only see each other clearly when everything's settled in the snow globe. So give yourself that time to calm down, take a deep breath. And if they cannot calm down, you just have to walk away and pick the right time later to come back to the discussion, and never avoid disagreement, because in the end that disagreement always come back up, and a lot of time will go back to the fight in the future. So address disagreement, address things that you feel like you agree with each other, and if possible, learn agree to disagree if possible. When practice the escalation technique, use diaphragmatic breathing, or go for a walk or drive. And before re-engaging, think about what your role is in this disagreement, argument. A lot of times, just take a step back and think, okay, what is my role in this fight right now? What have I done to contribute to this fight or disagreement? Put yourself in your partner's perspective and figure out why your partner is upset. Also, one effective communication is to use the I statement to express what is bothering you. I feel sad when you did this. I feel frustrated when you left shoes on the floor, and so on. Number 4, share housework. Remember that women in general have to work harder in long-term relationships because they are expected to manage the household, bills, laundry, and so on. Doing the dishes, taking the dogs out, taking the kid to school, cleaning the house, and so on is very important. That can really add up to stress level and creating a strain in any relationship. The majority of chores can be carried out by either partner, such as taking care of the animals, the kids, clean the house or the yard, and so on. And this is different from every relationship, but the bottom line is volunteer to do these things. Number one, if you can do it, and try to avoid saying, this is her job. That's not my job. Our family needs one partner to take care of everything when the other partner is busy working. So when you are watching the children, your partner does not like to be disturbed unless it's something important or emergency, because nobody likes to be distracted at work. It just creates more stress. Learn to be resourceful and creative while and dealing with these minor issues while you watch the kids by yourself. Learn to handle these issues teach us to be more resilient and resourceful in life. Remember that when we raise kids or animals, they raise us too. Keep that in mind, be humble, but be creative and try to be independent and self-sufficient. If something that you find that you will be best done by the other partner, tell them that and ask what you can do to help get that done. Perhaps do other chores for the partners so that you can give him or her time to do the chores that you cannot do. For example, on Tuesday, I volunteered to take the kids to school in order for my wife to help to pay the bills, manage our taxes, do paperwork for my own work benefits, signing up the kids for extracurricular activities, and on and on and on. And it really helps when she has that time alone to take care of all that really laborious paperwork that I much prefer not to get involved with. The truth is that it's much easier to take the kid to school than to deal with those paperwork. So I'm grateful for my wife for doing that. Number 3, when you can have free time for your own leisure activities, if you see your learn to ask to see if you can help out first before doing your own leisure activity like playing video games, watching your TV show, and so on. When you manage or co-manage a household, remember to check in with the other co-manager before doing your own thing. If you see your partner overwhelmed or busy, ask what you can do before retreating to your own space. I've heard complaints often from wives or girlfriends about their husband or boyfriend laying on the couch doing nothing while dirty dishes are in the sink, toys are on the floor, yard with uncut grass. If you want to sit down for an hour or so, playing video games, get those chores done first and without being told or asked to do. And once there is nothing left to do, have fun with your free time. Take the initiative. Your wives or partners or girlfriends don't want to tell you to do things like they tell your children. Make it less stressful for them. Number two, express appreciation for your partner. Say thank you, similar to saying thank you to your colleagues or coworkers at work. And specifically, thanks for making a nice dinner. Thanks for cleaning the house or doing the yard. We all, even with our loved ones, remember that we do not take them for granted. So when they do something nice, you show appreciation, validate what your partner does, and what they do matters. There's an interesting article that I have learned recently how a wife who was struggling with marital strain, not from any big things from what her husband does, but just all the little annoying things that add up, causing her to have to go to see a therapist or do couple therapy with him, and was told that there was nothing major to work on. Finally, she ran into some personal trainers of exotic animals, such as shamu, the orca, or the dolphins. And she learned that um, the important lesson here is that talking to the personal trainer for these exotic animals is important because she was fascinated by how they were able to get these exotic animals to do amazing things. The lesson that she learned is that you do not, if they fail to do something, you do not nag them into doing something. You cannot nag them into something, or you cannot complain about it. They do their best, and when they do well, you give them a reward. Just like a personal trainer giving a fish to a sea lion or a penguin after successful completion of a task for a show. When your husband or spouse pick up the dirty socks and put them in a hamper, you show appreciation by giving them a kiss or say thank you. That was nice. And when they fail to do that, try to resist the urge, complain, and react to that because a lot of time that will only worsen the behavior. She was really encouraged and inspired by that method of positive reinforcement in order to get these exotic animals to do really amazing things. And she was determined to do the same with her American husband. The non-desirable behavior that he had, such as forgetting things, showing up late, driving too fast, not shaving, she no longer dwell on that. But if he shaves or if he drive a mile slower, then she say, "Good job, thank you," and that actually create more of the positive behavior and reduce the frequency of what we call the least reinforceable behavior. Um, and eventually, when they do things that are not to your desire, instead of nagging and being upset or reactive negatively, you can just learn to ignore or not acknowledging it, and eventually that behavior will die out. Especially with positive reinforcement, it's not easy to do, but it's very interesting when I read that article about how to learn not to let these minor things get to and affect the relationship in the long term. Number one, practice daily kindness. Small acts of kindness in each other every day goes a long way and establishes the foundation for any long-lasting relationship. Enjoy the little things, for one day you may look back and realize they were the big things. Robert Broad. Recent study found that one single trait in a partner that women all over the world found most important, not physical attractiveness, facial attractiveness, assertiveness, financial security, none. It's kindness. 89% up to 5,000 women survey identify that as the most important trait in a partner that they would be looking for. And then the other, supportiveness, 87%, just as important. Intelligence, education, confidence, and so on. Rank as next in order of importance. And then financial security, facial attractiveness, assertiveness, and so on. Remember that small acts of kindness daily build a foundation for for any long-term happy relationship, and not the lavish celebration of birthdays, anniversaries, and so on. That only happens once or twice a year. Do this every day. Do it mindfully, and just treat your partner the way you want to be treated. I hope that you find these top 10 lists helpful. And if you do, please share the podcast and the channel with your families and friends, and hit the like button and the bell notification. Thank you so much for listening to this. Take care.